Welcome to the Bookworm Bindery with Cathy-Lynn. This is the fourth part of the Mermaid junk journal that I am working on for a client, Stephanie. And today what we're going to be working on are pulling together the bits and pieces that are going to make up pockets and tucks, belly bands, corner diagonal tucks, things like that. So I've pulled a bunch of stuff together and we're going to start working on things and then we'll kind of go from there. Now, if you have not checked out the first, second, or third part, you might want to do that after this video is done. And it would be great if you would subscribe, hit the bell, make comments, fun comments, nice comments, but creative comments and constructive criticism is really, really valuable to me. So be nice, but definitely do not feel like you should not give constructive criticism, because that's how we learn. And your ideas could be much better than mine, or just different. Okay, so now what we've got here is a mess. I have a couple of corner tuck. They're not really templates. It's what I use for the backing of whatever paper I put in so that it's a little more stable. This was chipboard that came in a large box of canned, I don't know if it was cat food or dog food, but these were the separator pieces, and I like to use those. They're not really thick. They're not as thick as, say, a cracker box or a cereal box, and they don't have a finished side. So that does make them fairly flimsy, but if you put this on the back of a book page or a coloring page or pretty much anything, then it's going to stabilize it. If you have things, digitals, or things that you've printed out on just regular weight copy paper, this brings it up to a good weight. I'll try not to jiggle that so much. I was banging away on this. The whole camera jiggled. Sorry. So I brought some of these out in case I needed to use them to back some lightweight papers. I'm just going to set them aside for right now. I periodically go through and just take the template for these and cut them out on anything that's left over or extras so that I have them. Just grab them out really quick, ready to be covered. Okay, so that's that. The next thing that I have are my inks. And because this is a mermaid and under, ocean, under the sea type of a thing, I'm going to go through and I'm just going to pick out some colors that I think I'm going to want to use. I got these little boxes at Michael's in their, I don't know, like dollar containers section up in the front. And they're perfect for holding 2 layers of the distressed ink or oxide, or the Ranger archival inks. And then when I first started dealing with inks, obviously I pulled out the stuff I had from a long time ago, but I bought this combination of colors online from Amazon, and it came with all of these colors, and yes, they're small, but I felt like it would give me a good choice of colors without a huge outlay. The last time that I looked, which was probably the beginning of summer of 2024, you got all of these colors. I want to tell you they were about $13, 12 something. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think there's 12. I don't know where the other one is, but I think there was 12 colors. And just do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 is down there. I don't know. There's either 11 or 12. And you get all of these colors. Oh yeah, it's right here. I already pulled it out. So I'm going through and I'm pulling out the blues, the greens, the pinks, and the purple. Okay, so starting with those. And while this isn't the most, I don't know, it's an easy way to store them, but it does mean you have to pull them apart when you're looking for colors. On the other hand, they fit in this container quite nicely. Oh, I may want this green. It's a darker green than the Mowed Lawn from the Distress Inks. I find that personally I prefer the Distress Ink over the Distressed Oxide. However, my local Michaels does not carry the Distress Ink, so I would actually have to go on to Amazon and purchase it, which I can do. And let's see, we've got this green. This Victorian Velvet is sort of a soft pink. I may go for that. And this is called Wilted Violet, where this one is Seedless Preserve. We'll hang on to it. Okay, let me put this aside. So then the next thing, or maybe just the reason that I needed a lot of inking colors, is because in my box, stamps and, well, I guess stamps and their stamp things, I have a lot of block stamps. There's a whole nother box this size. I think this was meant to be a photo box, but it works really nicely for this. And my client, Stephanie, gave me to be used a Mermaid stamp. So let me get some of these things out here, and then let me get rid of this because it's in the way. I need to be able to work here. Okay. Oh, I don't need all of these things out. So what I was looking for, wanted this. We may or may not need labels. We'll see. I don't need timepieces or stamps or alphabet. So let's move these things away. Put it on the table behind me. Sort of a catch-all while I'm working. It's just a card table. I like to actually take it down sometimes, but then the cats wouldn't have a place to sleep. Oh, pardon me, except for all the baskets and the chair and the rug and the windowsill. Okay, the reason I wanted these was because when you look at the fabric that covers this, it has these little mandala-y things. They're not really mandalas at all, but they are stamps of interesting shapes. And I thought that maybe I could use these little guys and carry that through. I don't know how well they can be seen, but these two were the ones that I was looking at specifically. This guy does not show up very well, so let's ink him so that you can see him better. Put on this dark green. I think that'll probably let you see that a little clearer. I want to ink it up before I do more, but that has much the same feel as what is printed on the fabric for the book. And then this, I think, works well too. So maybe we've got this little guy that we could use, little flourishes. Okay, so I'm going to move things aside a little bit and straighten up a little bit, and then we'll go next. I'm going to put you on pause for just a second. Okay, I'm back. Thanks. I know that was quick, but I just needed a couple of things moved. Now, I have here a Mermaid that was a digital kit. Ooh, I wish I could remember where I got this from. I don't remember. Sorry. I have a book. I have a book on seashells, and I went ahead and picked up just a couple of cool pages that I can use as pockets in the book. So these things will be added in. I think I'm putting this actually on the front of the journal. Fabric glue that on, but that's for another day. We're not going to get there today. I just wanted to show what these things were. And then I had a page which I chose not to print anything on the back side because Stephanie had given me these images, and I decided that rather than printing the images directly onto the page, that I wanted to back them with this antique lace. And it's sort of an ecru color. I don't know how well that can be seen. So I'll glue these on to the lace, and then I'll glue the lace onto the pages that I wanted to get this design on. So that's part of what we're going to work on today. I've already gotten these cut down to size. And then I kept out tracing paper. It's old tracing paper, and the book is literally falling apart. So we will get this used up. But the beautiful thing about printing on tracing paper is that the opposite side looks almost exactly the same as the side that you worked on. So we're going to play with that a little bit so you can see the results that that has. And what I'm looking for is two things. A couple of really good prints that I can cut out. Let me just set this back. There we go. And if I can get a really good clear print with the Mermaid, then I am very likely going to go ahead and put it in the journal, on one of the journal pages themselves. So we'll see. I have used this a couple of times, and so we have one that says have a splashing good day. We have one that says seaside fairy, as timeless as the tides, sea urchin, and something that's upside down, sent with love. And then we have this beautiful mermaid. So we're going to put this mermaid. Here's the problem. I don't actually have one of these doohickeys that she'll fit on. So I'm going to set this here, and then I'm going to grab another one and set it here. Okay. Okay. Now I want this deep green. I don't want to do the outline in black. I'm going to try to keep all of the stamps to the blues, the greens, and the purples. Move this over. Let's see if we can get this to work. Well, nicely, I mean. I know it works. I've used it before. Okay. Sweet. That is beautiful with that green. Okay, I'm going to do it again. Sometimes we want the best out of 3. So something like this is going to be too wide to use on a belly band or one of the diagonal tucks. So we may have to end up doing something along the lines of cutting these out and just gluing them onto a page. That's good. Okay, let's see. Yes. Really beautiful. So now in this area here, it didn't come across nice and clean. There's a little bit of space in, you know, you kind of look at that and think wings, but it could be fins. It does say Seaside Ferry in one of the scripts. This didn't come across because that is a space on the back of this that isn't pressed down against the block. And what I then do is I'll go in and take a green, dark green pen, and I'll just clean up some of those lines. It works really well. Okay, so we've got this. Now let's turn it over and look at that other side. See what I mean? It's not quite as dark, but it is so close. Very close. So it makes working with the tracing paper. The tracing paper almost comes across as vellum. It's not quite that heavy, but in some ways it works just like it. So that will be, this will be a cool addition. I don't know where I'm going to put it. Probably look at that in the next video. Let me set this aside. I think it's dry, but just in case it's not. Okay. And then on this, I definitely want to ink. I can find my dark green. There it is. Maybe it's not, but it's what we're going to use now. There's no point in doing that. Put that up there. This was just one of the pages out of my seashell book that I've been using the beautiful seashell pictures out of to use in journals, whether they're like this, a mermaid book, or one on nature. Okay, so that's got a nice green around it, and you know, it's out. This already has a really nice green, kind of almost a tealy green background, but we'll just give it a little bit of an edging that works out nicely. This one's going to take a little longer to dry because this is a semi-glossy paper, so it's not going to get soaked in real quick like it would on regular pages. So yeah, now we're going to set that aside. All right, let's move her back up here. Now let's take these guys, these 4 sets, and we're going to do the same thing. They have distinctly more green ink to them than blue, so it makes sense in my mind to ink them in green. We're putting them on the ecru, or the natural colored lace. And I called it antique lace. It may not be, it may just be vintage, because of course anything antique has to be 100 years old or older, and this may not be. This may be in the range of 70 to 80 years. Oh, wait, there are 4 of them. Don't mind me. Okay. So these are the first things that I'm going to put in, and then we can move to the pockets. I hope if you have been watching this little series that you're enjoying it and maybe getting a little bit of idea of the order of things if you don't make junk journals, or just if you do make junk journals, just oh yeah, that's not how I do it, this would be a better way, in which case hopefully you're going to drop me a note, or oh, that's good, I'm going to try that next time, and that excites me. That's thrilling. Okay, so this is our Fabrifix. I like it better than Fabri-Tac. Yes, it's a couple of dollars more, but I just feel like it grabs faster. I still have a little bit of time to move things around, but it does grab faster. I'm going to stick this on here, push it down, turn it over. I don't really want to glue it to the cutting mat, although it's not that big of a deal. The nice thing about that is that it does just roll off. So okay, I have to make sure the lace is right side up. There's just a little bit more detail sticking up on the front side. The back side is smoother. Not sure how much that really stands out, how much that's a big deal, but it does give a little bit more depth. Okay, come on. Round, round, round. We can do this. Okay. So two of these pictures are mermaids frolicking under the water, and two of them are mermaids frolicking at the surface of the water. And I will be putting two on one page and two on the other, because you need to keep in mind that when you take a full-size piece of paper and you fold it in half and then stitch it in your book, you're going to have, we'll just take the front, you're going to have a page here, but in the opposite position in that signature you have the other. So in this case, ooh, sorry about that. In this case, what we've got is we have a nice digital, again, I can't remember who those came from. I should look it up and then list it below. And on the back side, I was going to print some really cool mermaid thing. And, well, now this was the decision of what I was going to do. So we'll have two on this page and then two on the other page in the back. See, this has kind of a, well, it's not a mermaid, obviously, but treasure chests. I'm sure mermaids go hunting for those after a mighty storm. Okay, so let's put this aside, finish up this, and then we can go back and glue those into place. Okay. As I was saying in the third part, the client will actually do a fair amount of decorating and filling of this herself. So I am not packing this full of stuff. She is going to be doing the packing. I'm just getting her started. And then I spoke with her the other day and she said she would love to come and do a reveal on it once she has it worked on. Maybe not done, I don't know. Do we ever really get them done? Sometimes they get set aside and kind of lost in the shuffle, and then you come back a few years later and go, oh yeah, I have things I can put in this. Okay. Good. Okay. So we've got these. Just let those sit there for a minute. We have these. The missing one went somewhere. Oh, it's right here. So let's let those set for a second, like not under here. And let's begin with this one. So this is a coloring page. Theoretically, you want to be able to color on it. I don't like to glue things on the back. I want this to be flat, so it might be good to use for stamping something or writing on. Then you can put something on this page, which I think is where I'm going to put this pocket. Ooh, I guess I guess we're going to have a problem with that because this is bigger than my pages and I didn't notice that. We'll get back to that in a second then. So then what I would do is I would take a writing board. Now, this writing board that I'm going to pull out here is a writing board for a very small journal of mine. So you would want to use a writing board that was the size of your journal. So I have large writing boards and medium writing boards. And in this case, this isn't even a small. I will make small ones. I don't carry and sell them in my shop, but I made this one the size of an odd little book that I turned into a junk journal to experiment and play. So pretend. If this now has a pocket on it, then this can be put in here, remembering it's the full size, and I can color, and I don't get weird marks from where there are the lumps and bumps that come with this. Okay, let's look at this really quick. Yeah, I'm going to have to cut this down. I should do it on the right side. And yes, I do sometimes work in a layered fashion. And I do that because, honestly, I am too lazy to clear everything off. So I'm taking this right to the edges of the seashells. I'm going to do a quick measure. That is just going to fit, so let me move this out of the way. So yes, I had inked it, so we'll need to re-ink it, but I had also chopped the corners. I don't think chop is the right word. Chop is more something you do with salad or stir-fry vegetables. I had rounded the corners with my We Are Memory Keepers Crop-A-Dial Corner Chomper. I use the 1/2 inch more often. I rarely use the 1/4 inch. Okay, now let's find the green. And let's just hope that there's enough ink on this that I don't have to pull back out. So far, so good. So far, so good. Yeah. Yay. Okay, now it's going to fit nicely. So let's go ahead and glue this one in. You really do want to make sure that you have a solid line of glue here, because otherwise it will not contain your goodies. Whatever it is that you choose to slip into these pages. I'm bringing this up just a little bit because the coloring page, that is the first page, wipe away that extra, let it gum up a little bit. Doesn't gum up quite as good as Rubber India ink or Rubber India glue, but there. Just a little tiny that shows. Okay, good. So now I have a pocket that I will be able to slip some things into, or maybe more importantly, the client can slip a few things into. So that was in the first section. So then we're going to go to the second section, and we'll put something in here. I don't know where. Let's put it in the second half. Let's put it in here. Maybe. Except I've lost it. Throw these things away. Let me put this demo writing board away. Ah, there we go. Actually, before I glue this in, wherever I decide to glue it in, I would like to put a couple of things in it. So let's do sea urchins. Sea urchins would be good. And let's do those. Oh, let's do them with blue. Test this on a scrap piece of paper. Oh yeah, that came out pretty good. Not gluing right now. Let's get this lid put. Okay, so maybe we'll just put it right here. I put it upside down. My level of confidence is now in question. So we're going to turn it over, and we're going to put one over here that is right side up. Yeah, that's it. And then we'll run one right off the edge of the page here. Add a little bit of upside down and again off of the page. Oof. Okay. That's going to take a few minutes to dry. And then what we're going to do is we're actually going to take, I'll use this. I'm gonna juggle now. Let's put this in. Put that in the corner. Yeah, see? That's really cool. I think that's going to work really well. Having a few of these things stamped around and through. Okay. Now, we're going to use a purple and a pink, and we're going to do the sea urchins themselves. And I have two of them, but one of them has escaped. Okay, I have one here. Sorry, get that into screen for you. Set her there. And then, I don't know where the other one went. So, that's okay. Again, let's do a quick test. Oh yeah, that's nice. Okay. And I was just looking for the other one. It's a little bit bigger. And I honestly do not see. Thought it fell off. But I don't see where it's at. So I think we're sticking with that. Now, that's the purple ones. I want pink. So let's take our scrap paper and do the blot, blot, blot until color isn't coming off. Good. That way I'm not transferring my purple. Good, to the pink. All right. There was a smear there because I touched it too soon. I'll show it. I'll just put some ink over it. Oh, that was fun. Okay, I think it's good. We're gonna let that dry for a second. And in the meantime, let's put some things away. Because I do not really have enough space to leave everything out.